now we're playing Hana. Hana.
Do you think this is their new house? Or no, because it's in the city.
This is in the city.
Yeah, if I look out the window.
Last time, we died. And then we didn't die.
We died twice, didn't we?
We died a few times.
Yeah, because I made us die, you made us die, and then you made us live.
Yeah, I may have cut some of that out to make it go faster.
Oh.
But
We can cut that out too.
No. All right. What are your thoughts so far then? Because I'm interested, but I'm also like I was mildly put off by the fact that the game didn't continue after we died. But it also has me curious, on the other side, it has me curious why it's important that she lives for the story.
I second that. I also believe that we missed some of the text, because this doesn't make any sense.
Nope. This is with us coming straight in.
No, but like, if you look at our text log or something. Oh.
Nope.
All right. It's like the cat all over again.
The cat?
When we were in the park and all of a sudden we're like, oh, a cat.
Yeah,
We're like,
yeah.
what?
And then we're suddenly talking about the cat and it makes no sense.
Yeah.
It's like we're doing a transition to things and not explaining it.
Yeah, not
and then
transitioning.
Yeah. It's like they left out a sentence or two. All right, so moving along. Actually, let's take a look at these before we continue on.
Because now we're Hana.
And we have new stuff for the 23rd.
Oh, yeah.
Which involves the
Kinda
cat.
creepy.
The cat and Rose being dead. And we drown ourselves in work. And then bad stuff happened. Okay, profiles. We've all done all of this stuff. So Hana, right? Nay?
Evans. She's a Taurus. Occupation, heiress.
Former finance manager. Nationality British, religion Anglican.
What's that first thing that she likes?
That's definitely French. I don't know. Dogs, fashion, parties, dancing, the beach, children, iconic women, charity, and maths. You can tell this was written by an English person, or by an American and not a British person, because it says math, not maths. Although maybe she only likes one of them.
Just one math. She's been married 7 years to Luke. Upon her parents' death, Luke proposed to her. That's good timing.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I know you're emotionally wrecked, and I'm gonna take advantage of this. All right.
Okay. Does she have a relationship counter?
Let's see. I will look at that. What's profiles? That's what we're under right now. Is this different? Yes, this is different.
This is for Hana.
Okay, let's look back at Isabella. See how those changed.
She does not like Hana.
So Rebecca went down a little bit. Everyone else went up or stayed the same.
I'm surprised she has anything for some of those people. Have they even met?
I don't know. I don't know where we are in the story, but actually that's a decent point. Rebecca and Zachary, I don't know if she would have met those two.
Right.
Well, let's find out. It is far too easy to get them to pay attention. Captured. Enraptured.
I don't know what that means.
Read a book.
Oh, okay, you don't know what it means either.
Yes, I do read a book. They hang on to my every word and follow my every move. All of it would have been stifling had I not grown...
Stifling.
You read.
Okay. I'll do my Hana voice. No. All of it would have been stifling had I not grown used to such stares. Most are respectful, some are hostile, if we are honest, and a few are downright inappropriate. After all, I am...
Hana right!
Oh God.
Him.
There's a moment of agitation as a familiar but less than welcome face approaches me with a suggestive smirk on his face. Of course, I have to keep a benevolent smile and greet him as I greet any good friend. After all, this man can turn heads, being famous in his own right.
Officer Lee! What a pleasant surprise. I didn't think you'd have the time to attend tonight's party.
Did you see his arms like vanish for a second there?
No, I missed it.
Oh, okay. It looked like his arms vanished for a second.
He is more Luke's friend than mine, really, and I'm quite sure I only invited his wife. Much like I am only friends with the chief inspector because of Luke, Luke is only friends with Rochelle because of me. Rochelle. Unlike how I treated Lee, however, Luke never hid his animosity for the Lee matriarch. It was an odd sort of friendship where we would have awkward double dates. I don't even recall his first name. It started with an N, I think? I might be wrong. Aside from being chief inspector of Luxburn Police, his wife Rochelle Lee Nevance owns a General Electronics company, fridges and freezers mostly.
Oh, I always have time for my favorite socialite couple. Might I say, you look positively ravishing tonight.
Okay, he sounds... I'm like, there's like a Disney
Positively
movie.
ravishing tonight.
He sounds just like whatever, like, dirty character.
I'm gonna go into the underbelly of that thing and do the what's it to the hooves.
Like, his voice does not fit his face at all.
Like he needs bigger, floppier jowls hanging from his cheekbones.
Or a fuller beard. Like, his face looks too kind.
I see the husband isn't with ya.
The way he eyes me up is enough to make my skin crawl. I just wish... I just wish Luke is here to fend off the more unseemly of our peers. You know the ones. Men who are just a bit too friendly, staring too long at my assets. And getting close just because my husband is not here.
Assets.
Yes. And to think they have the gall to do this at my own party. In my own house, if I might add. But like any high society woman worth her salt, I know how to handle it with grace and dignity.
I suppose you are looking pleasant as well. Luke's busy with work, unfortunately. Rochelle isn't here?
A shame. I do hope he isn't causing you much trouble. That husband of yours can be a bit daft sometimes, acting like he's still some young bachelor. The wife sends her regards and her apologies, but something came up with a doctor and she needed to attend to it. You know her, being pregnant and all.
Shouldn't he be with her then? You'd think?
You'd think.
We make small talk. Rather, I'm forced to do so, as he would not leave my side after finding his place there. Much to my chagrin, I've been extricated from the few who flock in hopes of flattering, for I can tolerate them far better than Lee. He's a nice...
He is a nice enough person, and I adore his wife, who's obviously the brains behind the two.
I was gonna say, he's Norf. He's Norf.
Norf? What?
That's what I was starting to say, that's why I stopped talking.
Norf. But there is something unsettling about him. I do not trust him as much as I want to. He regaled to me tales of the Luxburn Police Department, a different affair to the usual gossip I am privy to, and though I loathe to admit it, is interesting nonetheless. I expect the topic of business to die out quickly, which would be understandable enough due to the confidential nature of his work. But oh boy, was I wrong.
So, wearing civvies, I steal and drive off with one of the police mobiles, right? In the mirror, I see the new tank chasing on foot and screaming about theft. The look on his face was priceless when I parked it in the garage.
Oh my. You made him chase you all the way home for a prank. What did Rochelle have to say about that?
Rochelle has a strange love and hate affair with Lee. He is a married man who did not grow up past his early 20s, judging by the way he acts. Surprisingly enough, they've been married for a good 20 years.
How old is he supposed to be? He looks like he could be 28. He did not get married when he was 8.
I don't know, like his face, like he's got a bit of like those lines around his eyes.
Hardly.
Hardly, yeah, right, I know, but it's like, aside from that, his face looks like he could be like 14, but then you slap on a beard, which makes him look like he's mid-20s.
And like his hair is very full.
Mm-hmm.
Which suggests.
However long it's been, it is a lifetime if you compare it to the marriage of 7 years with Luke. I, on the other hand, well, Luke is no Lee. I should be happy about that, I suppose. Although my darling did have his moments.
Hey, the wife pulled my ear and gave me a good talking to, though. Besides, we live in a flat a block away, so it wasn't much of a grand chase.
Weren't you living in a house near the countryside?
Moved for work, you know. Or you probably don't.
No, I don't. But a flat in downtown? I suppose if that's what you like.
Oh, it's horrid. Hate that tiny place, no matter how convenient it can be for work. 55 square yards are not enough when you need to get away from the wife.
Ah.
I wouldn't mind a place away from the city. Even started looking at the ads. I spied an interesting lot, actually. Heard it was finally put up for sale. Or that something mansion, you know the one with all the ghost stories.
I know what he's talking about. There are really only a few urban legends around here. It's...
The Ermengarde Mansion?
Oh.
That's how you spell it?
Ermengarde. That's what I said.
That's what we said when we started, Ermengarde.
And I'm making fun of it.
Oh, man.
Maybe she mispronounced it. Because I thought there was an N.
I'd buy it myself, but Rochelle would only gripe if I brought it up to her.
Because didn't we say Ermengarde?
Yeah, because there's definitely an Ermen.
Have we been reading it wrong?
I don't know. Maybe she's...
Ermengarde.
The Ermengarde. Maybe she said it wrong.
Not to mention all the expenses a place like that will be a real fixer-upper. You also have to find someone willing to work there with how superstitious people can be.
If it becomes a problem, just hire someone to do an exorcism.
Actually, I do know of someone who could be up to the task. You remember the Ludgates party at their Christchurch summer residence?
Of course. It was an excellent soiree. Everything was so classy, too. Such good taste.
Oh, that place was a pigsty until they hired out this interior designer and they turned it into a bloody palace. She worked for the Exodus for their apartment in Soho too, and they recommended her when we were looking up pieces for our beach house in Porto Colom.
I bet it's that one chick.
Probably. I also bet somebody that lives in the UK recognizes these places. Because I'm like, in one ear out the other.
I think I have a business card right. No, I must have left it in my other jacket. Anyway, she's called, what's her name?
McCulloch.
Marianne, I believe, yes.
McCulloch.
But truly, if anyone were to get that place in McCulloch,
McCulloch.
would be the envy and the talk of the town.
Well, if you put it that way, I might just snatch it up for myself.
I wonder if this is
place
going
was
back in
starting to feel
time.
a bit small lately, anyway.
I think it is. Sure, a 3-story penthouse might not fit the definition of small for some people. Ugh. Okay, maybe a lot of people. You think? But it's big enough to have... But it isn't big enough to have grand parties in.
Of course not.
The 3-story penthouse isn't big enough to have parties in? What? As it is, I only invited about 30 people to this one. It already feels cramped in
It
here.
doesn't look cramped at all. There's tons of room.
Yeah, there's only like not even a dozen people in this room. It certainly would be nice if I didn't have to ride an elevator up and down several floors before I can get anywhere as well.
Oh.
All Luke's words, not mine. Besides, I have been looking for a good anniversary gift. Luke might like this one. Where is he anyway?
Yeah. That would be nice if they told us we were going back in time. Maybe I just didn't notice.
I think they might have. Luke is dressed to the nines, as he usually is, and he looks ready for whatever the day will throw at him. His butler and valet wait at his side, just in case he isn't as ready as he looks. Oh sure, that is normal. What is confusing me is the fact that he is on his way out of the penthouse, considering we won't have anywhere to go until much later.
Where are you going?
I am to attend the Triad Autumn Tasting. I do believe I informed you of this 2 weeks ago.
Yes. And might I remind you that I had stricken that off your schedule? Because 1, the doctor told you to stop consuming so much alcohol. And 2, I informed you a few days ago about the open house we are going to attend in its place. I've even found this marvelous interior designer, Mary Ann McCullough.
It's a 3.5-hour drive to Cardiff. I don't have time for this.
What is that fist?
It's like he's
Well, he's putting his thumb inside also.
Well, he's like putting his thumb inside and he's like really trying to pronounce. He has long, what do you call them? Index? No,
Fingers?
No, like, but the parts of your fingers. Digits. Like he has really long digits off of his first knuckle.
But like, why would you even make a fist at your wife in the first place?
Yes, smack you with this. I don't know.
I don't like him.
No.
Look how wide his tie is, both of them. Do you see how big
Wow.
they come out?
Like, I know there's the joke about the 80s having skinny ties, but these are like, this is fatter than his hand. It's fatter than a fist. Okay. And maybe that's why you're doing the fist. Like, look how big my tie is. He's got the pocket square. I don't like him.
This is like that little party you threw all over again. You don't inform me of it, and you expect me to stay and be a gracious host when I have business elsewhere.
Elsewhere.
You know how I operate, Hana. Unless this was penciled in, I am sticking to my schedule.
If I may intrude, the madam is correct. Your physician did insist you moderate your drinking, unless you wish to incur acute pancreatitis.
Unwish you wish to acute pancreatitis.
Who is this guy?
He was their butler. We saw him when we were touring when they were touring the mansion.
He was with them?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. I just remember Marianne.
Maybe he wasn't.
I don't think he was. I think you made that up.
Maybe I did.
And you did have this open house penciled in last Wednesday morning.
What accent is that?
This is a Craig Ferguson bad German accent, yeah. That's what it sounds like anyway.
I agree.
Bullocks, I don't remember doing so.
That fist!
Well, you did. While very hungover, in fact.
He did. Moaned about me being too loud, but gave in after some pushing. Perhaps that was a bit too cruel and manipulative of me, but...
Whose side are you on?
Come on, Luke. You promised we'd do whatever I want this weekend.
Gordon Bennett, fine. I am giving this house tour of yours a chance.
Maybe it's like, Jesus Christ. Gosh darn it.
Gordon Bennett. I'll have to Wikipedia him later.
But if it proves to be a waste of time, I am going to Cardiff, and you are going to take a cab home.
Wow.
Are we clear?
Wow. It's just a bit of a husband and wife tit for tat, isn't it? All couples have their arguments. Once the honeymoon phase is over, as they seem to call it, reality sets in that you and your partner might not have always seen eye to eye. Perhaps it has been the years. 7 of them is nothing to scoff at.
I just cannot bloody believe I agreed to this. I was really looking forward to the Triad tasting.
Though sometimes I think it's something a bit more than just simple disagreements. I have to stop myself from wondering where we went wrong.
There's always the Triad Christmas tasting in Manchester next month, and
There's
that'll
always.
only be an hour-and-a-half drive.
There's always.
Louise. Have I been neglectful?
Yes.
Yes. I don't know. Have I offended? He sounds like it's his problem.
I was gonna say, it sounds like he's easily offended.
Have I acted shamefully?
Yes, but hard if...
Certainly, any problems can be discussed. Takes two people to have a conversation, at least. As long as he doesn't turn me away.
Well, there goes my good mood. Are you happy now, Hana?
Remain silent. I don't know. Why must he treat me this way? Because if she's like, no, we're doing this, and you're being a butt, then he'll probably just get angry, or he'll be like, okay, you're right. But if you're quiet, maybe he'll be like, oh, sorry, or he'll be like, huh, I told you so.
Both of these are bad ways to handle it.
Right, slap him.
Remain silent and encourage this type of behavior. Defend yourself and have an outburst about the whole thing, and then that just makes it worse.
We can rock, paper, scissors for it.
No.
I
I
don't know.
don't like either of them,
Neither
but
do
I suppose being silent is the better option and just build up silent resentment rather than rather than outwardly explosive resentment.
Defend myself.
Oh, now you're changing your mind?
Yeah. Either one is garbage.
You want to defend yourself?
Well, I don't like him anyway. I'm not Hana. And so I would tell
No, but
Hana.
we are Hana right now.
Punch him in the face.
That's not one of our options.
Defending herself physically.
Okay. All right, let's see what happens.
Yes, I am very happy, Luke. Because for once in a very long time, we are doing what I want. I'm ecstatic. Understood? And this would be perfect if you stop acting like a child who needs their nappy changed. We will be leaving after lunch for the Ermengarde Mansion.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, she said it different the first time she said it, yeah.
You are going to park your rear in the car and keep mum. And you are going to behave during the tour.
Yeah, that was a good choice.
Needless to say, Luke looks a bit shocked at my little outburst. He opened and closed his mouth a few times, struggling to reply, before he crosses his arms to look like, well, a moping child.
Any more rules for this little excursion of yours, Your Highness?
Punch him.
No wine.
No wine.
The nerve.
Unacceptable! I am already not allowed to the tasting, and you would deprive me of that simple pleasure?
If I see you take one sip today, I will put the stocks under lock and key. Do you understand me?
Don't forget the bottles he keeps in his dresser.
Whose side are you on?
How many times in one day can you ask that?
As many times as I need you, traitor!
The ride to the mansion is quiet, with Luke having stared out the window the entire way, not paying attention to anything around him. Meanwhile, I'm conflicted. I don't know if I should apologize for changing his plans like that. By the time we arrive at the mansion and I see his eyes light up in genuine interest, apologizing is the last thing on my mind. The whole affair with the Ermengarde Mansion is certainly an interesting experience. The place had been renovated and restored by the owners to what they claim to be acceptable standards. The mansion itself looks like something befitting a fairy tale or a period piece. It is tastefully decorated, and with a little bit of love and attention, I'm sure it can be a place Luke and I can call home. And the number of other prospective buyers that have come from the powerful and wealthy of Luxbourne certainly did not disappoint, making this estate as prime property. Marking this estate as prime property. The Lees are amongst the group who went with the Rose Woman, and I saw a few other notable faces, though I did not really feel like mingling. Unfortunately for every one of them, the Wrights are interested in buying. What's been bugging my mind, however, is that Isabelle. What is her problem? I still don't quite understand what is happening. One moment she's scrambling to give us the paperwork to finalize the sale. Then she is panicking over some sort of prank letter or another.
Dear me, is Isabelle all right?
It is apparent with the way she shakes and by the pallor of her skin, something has really shaken her up.
Isabella, do you need me to call that ambulance?
I'm worried, but it will be best if she is attended to by someone more familiar to her, like her partner. But even then, the girl refuses Rose's... I can't talk.
The girl refuses Rose's offer to drink and looks just about ready to make a run for it.
No, I'm just feeling a bit out of it. Excuse me, I'll be back. I just need to catch my breath.
And she does so, just as I predicted, and her partner follows like a concerned mother. There is an awkward air among us as we are left in the wake of whatever that was. The others murmur and gossip with each other, speaking of the poor, daft girl and telling the tale to whoever was not in the audience of the fact in the first place. Act. It doesn't take too long for the woman, Rose, to return to pull us aside into the study for what I rightfully assume is damage control.
Oh.
Rose invites Marianne in too, hoping to apologize to her as well. But the woman refuses, saying she is not one of her clients anyway. That leaves myself, Rose, and Luke. The last, all too eager to make himself comfortable in the study he's no doubt already claimed as his own.
I can't apologize enough about what just happened. Please forgive Isabella. She's been under a lot of pressure lately. She's young and all those rumors about this being haunted just got to her head. And it must be this terrible heat too. Not a drop of rain for days now.
Are you sure it is wise to just let her go like that? Where is the poor dear? She might get hurt.
She's more likely to hurt somebody else, given what just happened.
I told her to sit down and take a break. Already rang someone to pick her up, too.
That might be for the best, dear. But please, we're here to talk about the mansion, yes? Why, I absolutely adore it! Don't you, Luke? Some of the rooms will certainly have to be repurposed. We want to change the appliances and have Marianne lead on the decor, but the whole thing is just lovely.
I guess. It's certainly a lot roomier than our penthouse.
Exactly! Lots of space for guests, parties, a lot of room for little ones to run around too.
Let's not discuss that right now, Buttercup. Anyway, I do think it would be a shame to let this mansion slip past us.
But you haven't even finished touring the house.
He doesn't need to. He knows there's an entire basement that you can store like 2,000 or 3,000 bottles of wine. Well, how much? What did we say? 7?
It
I
was
forget.
like 6, maybe?
Yeah. Thousands of bottles of wine. He's already happy.
Well, we like what we've seen.
I am making her job easier for her, am I not? No need for loans or long price negotiations. We can just sign a contract and close the deal. Really, you'd think the woman will be happy about an easy sale. If I know how these real estate agents worked, how long they had to wait, and how much they had to spend even just for a single sale, why, she should be jumping for joy by now. I'm sure the commission on this mansion is nothing to sneeze at, even if she has to split it with the Isabel girl.
Do you think we could have horses here?
Yes, those do sound nice, love. Anyway, if anyone else is interested in buying this property, I assure you that I'm able and willing to give a better offer.
A vineyard would be nice. Or maybe
And we do reward our people quite generously, Rose. So if I were you, I would start on that paperwork.
Helicopter pad.
I pause. And there is a small moment of complete silence where Rose and I just stare incredulously at Luke. It's an unspoken understanding, a rule, between the two of us that we have to put on an act. With our social standing, where our image matters, it is also important to avoid making enemies. And to follow this rule is an easy feat for me. From youth, I have been the well-trained social butterfly, gracious and graceful. Luke, on the other hand.
Oh, wait, what, Luke? No, what? Whatever would we need a helipad for?
Well, he likes to play the fool sometimes, even if he is anything but. As he throws a wry smile, I shake my head and beckon Rose over. This is to be our home, and there's nothing she or anyone else can do to change my mind. This is a place that speaks of power and importance, and at the same time, of safety and comfort. Despite the haunted ghost girl. Perhaps we can even have our family here. There's definitely no better gift than this for our special date. Why, everything here is absolutely wonderful. Well, except for this ugly painting in the study. It looks like a bad fake of an Edvard Munch painting. Munch? Munch?
He painted the scream.
Yeah, I know the...
Oh, you know the face on the bridge?
Yep,
Yeah.
yep, I know the painting. I just don't know how to pronounce the name. Yeah, Edvard Munch.
Here's the deal. I'm willing to pay 10% higher than your listing price. If anyone tries to outbid us, just add another 5%. I doubt anyone can, of course. Or, you know what? Just add 15% to the listing price, and we can sign all the paperwork now.
I guess, if that's what you want. That won't be any trouble. I don't have all the papers now. Didn't think this would be a quick sell. I'll have copies sent to you so you can look over them.
Her smile.
And if you'd still like to finish the rest of the tour with Isabella's group, you're more than welcome to.
No, I think we're good here. We'd appreciate a private tour of the place a lot more, I think.
All right. Should I let Marianne in, then?
Mary Ann? Oh, right. She's been waiting outside the study this whole time, hasn't she? I'll need to have a chat with her to move this little mansion project forward.
Please do.
There's a lot of apprehension when the other woman enters the study. Yet, like a professional, I see the moment when she steels herself and masks her worry. Admirable. Just admirable.
We have this project then?
Of course. Will you?
Having the floor plans would be a great start.
Sorry.
Just so we can look at them beforehand.
Sorry.
And if you could tell me when you're available for a meeting so that I can include it in my calendar?
Oh, is a meeting really all that necessary, Marianne?
It sounds like it would be.
I guess we can send Johans to help you out. You two can start by getting rid of this ugly painting.
A hush falls upon the room at my request.
What painting?
And lo and behold, the painting is gone. In its place, a mirror stands, which leaves me to look at my own confused expression.
Odd. Well, no matter. Back to the topic at hand. Marianne, dear, we are simply far too busy to meet up.
Or perhaps maybe I should. Well, obviously free up my schedule. Otherwise, how are they going to get it to look the way they want? This seems like a strange issue to have to decide.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like, yeah, free up, you're buying a house, make time to let the person know what's gonna happen with it.
Right. I mean, I guess if she doesn't, maybe... If she frees up her schedule, I'm assuming they'll come back here? Like, meet in the building?
Mm-hmm.
If they don't come back, does that mean she could die quicker or slower? Like, that's where my mind is at. But I feel like realistically, you'd free up your schedule, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I guess we can free up a day to meet with you. I don't really need another maudlin Monday reading about Maury anyway.
I don't know what any of
The
that
book
means.
club can function without me for one day. What time shall we be seeing each other? How does lunch sound?
Besides, my house is a higher priority over book club. Why, we can hold the next meeting in this place. Surely the beauty and grandeur of it all will inspire spirited and lively debates about whether modern-day writers could match up to the classics. I might as well clear up the rest of my week to handle whatever affairs buying this mansion requires of me. Any social activity can be put off until the Ermengarde, or rather, the Right Mansion's, great debut. I'll have my fill of great parties and gatherings, especially when I organize them myself.
That sounds good. Although, with a project of this scope, we might need most of the day to tackle your concerns. A more thorough inspection of the place is also preferable.
Breakfast then! It's a date.
It's really not.
All right, Monday, 10 o'clock sharp. We'll see you then.
Actually, Marianne suggested that we meet at 9, but who's even awake at that unholy hour? I was lucky enough to wake up this morning before Luke went all the way to Cardiff. We say our goodbyes, shake hands, and make it clear, without outright saying it, that we now own this house. By the time we left the mansion grounds, sunset is almost upon us.